Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Financial Fraud Fridays. My name is Nike Topa. Again, I am the owner of Topa and Associates, a tax planning and advisory firm in Atlanta, Georgia. We focus on empowering entrepreneurs and individuals with a personalized approach. And this is my good friend Karina.
Hi, everyone. My name is Karina O'Connor, where we help millennial business owners with tax problems through strategy, not shame. We are a virtual South Florida firm, but we can help people throughout the entire nation. Bring it back to Nikkei.
All right, well, y'all, another financial planner is on our radar. Okay, so this week's topic comes from the New York Post. Okay, this article is dated July 9th by a Matt Halt. I hope I'm saying his name correctly, and it is titled "Financial Advisor Arrested in 2.58 million scam against ex-Dolphin star Reshad Jones." Now, I'm going to give you guys a little more background information about Mr. Reshad Jones. He was a safety for the Miami Dolphins from 2010 to 2019. I found out in my research he's also from the good Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, yes. He went to Y High, Washington High, and he attended the University of Georgia. Okay. So, okay, it is kind of close to home, close to both of our homes, as a matter
Always.
of fact. So,
That's been a theme.
apparently, Rashad's ex-financial advisor, Mr. Isaiah T. Williams, um, and his accomplice, Miss Octavia Monique Graham, were both arrested for this fraud.
Yeah.
Another financial advisor, Karina.
Yeah. It's
Another one,
really
and
sad.
another one.
Yeah, it's really sad. I think that this is real like close to home because they said Octavia, she surrendered herself in Fort Lauderdale. I'm reading on June 30th. That was basically yesterday.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that they said from 2022 to 2024, Williams, Axis Jones was the ex Miami Dolphins star, accounts from 2019 to 2021 by transferring funds to accounts owned by Graham and then shifting most of his accounts, according to police. Jones does not know Graham at all. So Williams sent the money to Graham. That's the woman,
Oh,
Octavia,
so when you say Jones, so Rashad doesn't know who this woman is, basically.
at all. Rashad, what is it? Rashad
Oh, so
Jones. Yes. Jones doesn't know who this woman is at all. His money ended up in her accounts, Octavia's. And it was because of
William.
Williams. Lots of names. It's
So
because of
because of
Williams.
Williams.
Yes, he used those monies. So Williams laundered all of that. Was at an additional 1.3 million from Joseph's accounts between 2019 and 2023. And like the police say that he used that money to pay off 2 American Express cards, where he traveled. He did hotels for himself and women that he was dating, child support
Of course.
payments, legal fees, car maintenance and rentals, and duty free shopping trips to Mexico, nightclubs, strip clubs throughout the country with Jones's money. Jones's money.
You know what? None of them ever does. They never like. I mean, not to say that I ain't trying to get nobody no ideas or nothing, but you never hear they took the money and deposited it in a high yield interest account and was able to.
Oh yeah, never. They never invested nothing to even like, oh, let me increase it. It's always something lavish. It's always lavish. They're buying it. Can you
There's
the
always
audacity of using someone else's money to pay for trips for you and women you're dating? Like, like what?
Well, she gotta think you balling, you know what I mean?
What?
She
No.
gotta think. But okay, and here's the so Joan R- Rashid, I'm gonna Rashad. I'm sorry, Rashad. My apologies. Rashad. So Williams worked for Merrill Lynch,
Mhm.
right? Rashad probably, more than likely, there's no probably in it. Rashad's thought was, here I am. Maybe all of the people who are in my corner or who I am on the team with, this is the NFL. We put our money with the law, you put your money with an financial advisor, right? You think that it's safe because this is Merrill Lynch. This is whoever, the financial, this is who they are. But great branding and being well known, even the fact that because in order to be a financial advisor, you have to be a fiduciary.
Mhm.
Even those things do not guarantee integrity. And that's really all it's coming down to. So, I mean, you could you could almost make the argument of, well, no, you can't make that argument. So I'm not going to make it. I was going to, because yes, as Merrill Lynch, I hire you,
Mhm.
right? But if I am an a firm that manages financial advisors, and I know that they are managing millions of dollars of
Mhm.
clients' funds, and maybe it's because I'm a fraud examiner, I'm gonna have some serious checks and balances in place.
Yeah. You have to. You have to.
Right? They're
Because
gonna
what
be
can
like,
you do?
I'd have some serious checks and balances in place, because just because you're here does not guarantee integrity. So
Right.
how do we monitor integrity? How do
Right.
we monitor you?
Exactly. And this is it too. Just because people are gonna people. And this is why it's important for business owners, especially as large as this, because they're handling multi-million dollar companies and clients, and they're trusting them with these funds to you go to a financial advisor, you're trying to create wealth, or you're trying to create wealth and maintain your wealth. That's the only reason why you go to a financial advisor for the most part. Um, and to have that financial advisor use your money for them to then use your wealth instead of creating wealth, flaunt and floss to everybody like in the streets like it's their money when it's not. Is yeah, they should have had some checks and balances. And I'm wondering where Merrill went wrong in that regard, because who is his boss? Because we were wondering before we got on this call, was he an independent contractor or was he an employee? And based on the article, it looks like he was an employee. An employee should be subjected to um the policies and procedures of that company.
Right.
So how was he able to transfer millions of dollars to random accounts and nobody found out until
Again,
years later?
that sounds to me like a lack of internal controls, a
Yeah.
lack of monitoring. Okay, because monitoring is a very important function, okay, of internal controls. And so either I doubt that Merrill Lynch does not have some sort of precautions in place to monitor these advisors. For instance,
Mhm.
here's a policy I would put in place. Depending on how many advisors are
Mhm.
being managed in an individual office, there's a cycle of, I'm auditing 10 of your client accounts. I
Yeah.
randomly choose 10. I go through the file.
Yep.
I bring you in, and we monitor the transactions. I pick 10 transactions from each file and I audit those. Do you get that's me again from the mind of an auditor thinking about how I would go about trying to mitigate or trying to put safeguards in place.
Right.
That's one, right? The other thought that came to my mind was maybe, and it could very well be. I doubt that they don't have a policy in place, but maybe there's also the thought, and this is just my opinion, that the loss, right? So if it happens, we're able to cover it. It's kind of like those healthcare companies who know they're putting out a pill. Some folks are going to get sick and we may have a giant loss in the next 10 years. But we've put safeguards in place to just be able to pay the money.
Yeah, contingencies.
Right, exactly.
Contingencies. So all
Right.
right. Well, I'll just take it off from the legal fund.
We knew somebody was gonna, and
Which
so
is
maybe
crazy.
that's another thing,
Maybe. But it's interesting because they said that Jones went ahead and is suing Williams. Yeah, that he's suing Williams. And then the Merrill spokesman, they say that the firm is focused on customers and protecting their assets, all of those things. And then whenever we learned of potential wrongdoing, we promptly investigate, fully cooperate with regulators, law enforcement, and work with the client to compensate them for any harm caused by the employee. So I believe maybe that's the reason why Jones is not suing Merrill, because Merrill is they're compensating him. It sounds like it says that, and work with the client to compensate them for any harm caused by an employee. But in addition to that, Jones is now also suing Williams.
So he's okay. So he's like, oh, well, maybe since they're going to make me whole, I'm just going to go for him.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me, because I was wondering, because remember before we were wondering, why was he suing why was he suing Williams and not Merrill Lynch?
Okay.
But I believe that's why, because it seems like Merrill Lynch is handling it and saying, hey, we're going to compensate you. Sorry for this. We had no idea your employee was doing that. Let's compensate you. But Jones is trying to make an example out of Williams. And I'm going to sue you. You thought you were going to use my money?
I'm going to hit you with the devil's advocate here.
Oh, let's do it.
I'm going to hit you with the devil's advocate because, okay, Merrill Lynch could say that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But and audience, I am gonna Williams.
Yeah.
Williams has a broker check profile.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you in the audience who don't know what a broker check profile is, that's somewhere you can go to check the history of your broker, okay? To check if they've been barred, if they've had any disciplinary actions against them. All you need is their CRD, or Central Registration Depository Number. Okay, it tracks their registration, licensing, and their disciplinary history. So on his broker check profile, and I'll give you guys the website, or we'll put the website in there so that you guys have that link. And if you want to check on your broker, you can just go to this website, get their CRD number, and look them up. But on his particular profile, Mr. Isaiah Thomas Williams Jr. had prior to this incident, 2 prior incidents. He had one on December 5th of 2024, where a client alleged misappropriation, meaning he took their money and did something else, didn't do what he was, contracted to do, unsuitable asset allocation strategy, misrepresentations, and improper outside business activity. That's a customer dispute on December 5th of 2024. Wow. And then before that, on May 22nd of 2024, There was a client who alleged misrepresentation and improper outside business activity from March 1st of 2019 to May 22nd of 2024. That is a long time.
Oh,
So for Merrill Lynch, I devil's advocate, y'all, just saying
like they
that
have to do that.
we're surprised. How are you surprised? Now he was with Merrill Lynch when this occurred? He was with Merrill Lynch when it occurred, when these two disputes occurred. So are we surprised?
So what did Merrill Lynch do after that? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because they said that, oh yes, Williams has been with Merrill Lynch since 2017. So yes, that was under Merrill, based on the timeline 21, 22. And then he voluntarily resigned in December. So that's December 24, amid allegations that included misappropriation, unsuitable asset allocation, misrepresentation, improper outside business. So then maybe what happened was they got the complaints during that time frame. And he was like, you know what?
Let me go ahead and go.
Just go ahead and clock out permanently.
Just let me go ahead and just clock out. Me, I mean, but there you have it though, and maybe this one from December 5th, 2024 is related to Reshad Jones.
Oh,
maybe this one is related to that, and that's why he just went on and said, well, let me just go ahead and
yes,
and sit down. It could be that, but there was still one prior to that.
Yeah, well.
So,
yeah. So then after that first one, okay, it's time to look at your account specifically, all of your accounts, with a little bit more scrutiny.
Right? That's
you got some tendencies.
Right? That's something to look at. That's like, okay,
you got some thievery in you. Let me just to make sure, but like seriously.
So they can't like necessarily say, oh, we didn't know anything. Because he was with them since 2017.
2017. I said that is so crazy. And then you think it'll stop because right after he left, you like, oh, let me cool it. let me lay low. No, he decided after leaving Merrill, he registered as an independent RIA, which we registered investment advisor.
So he was ready to go some more
in West Palm Beach, Royal Palm Beach, Florida. And then he listed on the Balcom's website as managing director and CEO. So basically, he created a whole company, registered that company so that he can be an independent advisor, and decided to use it. And it said it specializes in crafting personalized financial plans, along with investment management, tax optimization, and estate planning strategies. So instead of laying low, he was like, you know what? I'm going to start my own business. And I'm going to cheat. I'm going to cheat without somebody watching me. Like,
the level of audacity.
That is crazy.
Baffles me.
It is baffling. It's baffling.
It's like, the audacity. Karina, we need to get that level. I don't mean because for criminals, the level of audacity kind of just, I'm like,
oh yeah. Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse. So December 2024 is when all of this happened. He didn't waste any time. The business was started in December 2024. So it was like immediate.
He needed more money.
There was no, it was like immediate.
That is the audacity for me.
That's crazy.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
It's salacious and it's all well and good that we kind of like I said, Karina and I, we can dissect and ask questions and dig deeper and go down rabbit holes all day long. But there is a lesson here, and a different reason and purpose for us having this conversation, and that is to inform you and to hopefully awaken you that, as Karina said, trust, her favorite line, trust but verify. You need to, yes, trust and that the individual you're working with is going to do what's in your best interest.
Right.
But overall and ultimately at the end of the day, it is your job to keep track of your money. It's your money.
Your business.
Okay. Because had this not been, you know, Merrill Lynch, let's say this was an independent contractor, because some of these places, as Karina pointed out earlier, some of these places, they're independent contractors. So you would have had to sue the independent contractor because the independent contractor would be responsible. Well, they've already spent your money. They're not
Right.
Merrill Lynch. They don't just have millions of dollars waiting so that they can put you, make you whole. Okay. And so I'm going to give out the website, and we're going to put it in the profile. So you guys, in our, the information, so you have that. But if
Okay.
you want to check on your broker and you have a broker, you go to their profile, broker check profile, visit brokercheck.finra.org. So that's brokercheck.finra.org. R as in Roger, A.org. Visit that. You need to get the individual's CRD as in David, or Central Registration Depository number. Once you have that number, you can put it in, research the individual, and you should be able to see their history.
Yes. Yes. And in addition to that is you have to mind your business. And we say that like loose, oh, but like actually be mindful of what's going on in your business. This has happened to, I'm sure Jones had people or whatever else, maybe I'm assuming, but for him to get into there, because it was from 2022 to 2024. So that's 2 years of
That's too long.
misappropriating his funds, right? Don't let a quarter go by without you looking through. I mean, really, it should be a month to be 100. Don't let a month go by without you looking through your accounts, because every investment account, they have places where they have to put your money. You should be able to see that. So if wires are coming from your account, it should be going to specific investment account that you can log into, and you can see that on this day that this wire came from my account or this transfer came from my account, it is in the investment fund under whatever bond or investment fund or index fund that they put your account into. Look,
Right.
see, go and see if a wire looks strange. Who in the world is Octavia Graham? You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously.
But you know
What?
what, that just points out that, and Rashad went to Y High, and so I mean, and I get it. I'm going to say this in the most respectful of ways, that there's a lack of financial education, right? Um, and so this brother might have just been very good at what he does. Most football stars, we're coming from West Side Atlanta, and if you don't have the best people around you, they themselves maybe don't know to tell you what to do. You're trusting individuals who you think that they've got the great advice. They know, you know what I mean? And so you're gonna follow their advice. And if they say this guy's great, I got this guy at Merrill Lynch and he's great. Maybe someone referred him there, not sure. It's like Karina said, ultimately the best safeguard for you as as the person in charge, who it's your money.
It's
The
your money.
best safeguard is to keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
keep an eye on it. Where's it going? Why is it going over there? Why? Who is that?
Right. Who
Like,
is that?
you and I kind of cracked a joke before, but it was like, you have to, the same way you went to practice. They had you at practice every day. Sometimes they had you they had you at practice in camp. You had to go to camp. Certain things you couldn't eat, you couldn't drink, you couldn't do this. There were rules. You followed those guidelines, right? You got to have those same kind of guidelines and that same type of discipline when it comes to your money. And we cracked a joke the last time where I was like, I take all of my bank accounts and whoever is over them, they're gonna sit in my face. Because if you're gonna lie to me, you're gonna lie to me right in my face. Okay, you're gonna lie, you're gonna look me in my eyes and tell me these good lies. So I can suss you out in person. So we can go ahead and get to the bottom of this. But we're having a conversation, if not on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis. Because the same way keeping I don't know what safeties do. I'm not football savvy, so I can't even
I don't know
throw
either about
analogy in
it.
there. But
Yeah.
the same way you had to go to practice and keep those legs strong or learn the plays, it's the same way you need to you have to keep an eye on, be disciplined enough with your money, and
Yeah.
that ultimately that's my takeaway.
Yes, I agree. I believe, he's probably learned from this scenario, and you know what I'm saying? Like usually these type of things are the hardest hardest teachers. And I'm sorry that he had to lose out on millions of dollars to get taught this lesson. Um
He's in a better position than most people that
oh
we
yes,
know because
yes,
they made him whole again.
yeah.
Can you, or from what we can
Or
tell,
they're
they plan on
saying,
making him
yeah, they're
whole again.
saying that they're making good, they will make him whole.
Yeah.
And in addition to, he's also suing Williams. So if Williams does have any money from his random businesses,
Williams ain't
all of that,
got it.
yeah.
Ain't got
If he
it.
does have anything, it will be, you know.
Williams was going on, honey. Williams,
Trips, literally. Mexico, like trips.
Williams, and sometimes it just becomes, I don't know what suing some of these people does, because even if they get fined or they're ordered to pay, use money back, half the
Yeah,
90% of the time they don't have it to get
that's true.
to give you back your money. Yeah.
That's true. But William seems like this is his thing. This is his thing.
He's a
So
professional.
maybe he might be able to get a lien or something on him on some assets. And as soon as he wants to sell, maybe that I don't know.
That's a thought.
Yeah, maybe that would be a way. I don't think he has the millions. I don't know. I don't think he has the millions because, like I said, like we both said, we didn't hear them putting it in an investment account or anything like that. He just spent the money frivolously because it wasn't his
Yeah.
to begin with. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We wish him the best. And like, yeah, everyone, it is your duty to mind your business. Like your business, your personal business, it is yours to
Yeah.
mind. You have to be diligent about your stuff, about your money. Even if somebody's helping you and saying, "Oh yeah, I'm your advisor. Oh yeah, I'm doing your tax. Oh yeah, whatever, you need to be involved."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
Well,
and disclaimer, all words are our opinions. We are professionals, but we are not your professionals. Any advice that we have is for educational and entertainment purposes only.
only.
That's it.
It. So yeah, I want to, well, I guess we're gonna close it out here. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us. Again, I'm gonna not forget. We're gonna put that link. I'm gonna put that link around here somewhere for you guys. And we're here every 2 weeks, every other Friday, right, Karina, for Financial Fraud Fridays. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with us. Again, if you have any questions or you got any comments or anything you want to share, or something we don't know, you got some extra tea about this, go ahead and put it in the comments. If you have any questions, please reach out to Karina or myself. We are happy to help. This is our thing. And we look forward to hearing from you guys for sure.
Yes. Bye,
Okay.
everyone.
Bye.